What's up? I am Runs with Alpacas, and I have an updated deck profile. For this one, I'm doing an update on my Dinomist deck. I got a lot of constructive criticism from my last video, a lot of support, a lot of constructive criticism. So I took that and ran with it, and what I have here is, I think, a lot better build, a lot more competitive, albeit I am missing some key components to being able to compete legitimately, but we'll get to that when we get to it. For now, let's just get right into it. To start off, I play 3 copies of Dinomist Terran. Terran is your best level 4. It's your searcher, and when it destroys a monster by battle, it can search for a Dinomist card, adds it from your deck to your hand. So Terran's really good, it's your engine of the deck. Next I play 3 Dinomist Plesio's. Plesio's is your second best level 4. For each face-up Dinomist card you control, Plesio's reduces the attack of your opponent's monsters by 100. So it's not hard to control a lot of Dinomist cards. So Plesio's can make a big difference on your opponent's board. And Plesio's is also good considering the new time rules. If you just summon a Plesio's and have, I don't know, 1 or 2 other Dinomist cards, odds are you're going to be able to attack over your opponent. So if you're going into time, Plesio's beatdown is still a viable strategy. Next I play 2 copies of Dinomist Ankylos and 1 Dinomist Stegosaur. One of the comments I got was to increase the amount of level 4 Dinomists I play. I kind of took your advice. I bumped Ankylos up to 1. I gotta say though, I still don't really like Ankylos at 1. Dinomists aren't too reliant on their normal summon. You can special summon a lot of the level 5s pretty easily. These are decent enough. Again, I'd rather go 1 and 1, but for now this is working. Next, I play 3 copies of Dinomist Ceratops. I think previously I was only playing 1 copy of Ceratops, but it's very crucial to getting your Electromite strategy going and to going into stuff like Infinity. Dinomist Ceratops, if you control all Dinomists, you can special summon it from your hand. So I play 3 just to max out on it, so I see it most often. Previously, it was my main search target with Dinomist Charge, but there's other stuff I'd rather search with Dinomist Charge rather than just this special summonable monster. So I play 3 Ceratops just for consistency, and I play 2 Brachion. I would rather play 1 Brachion. It's really only good going second. If your opponent controls a monster with the highest attack, you can special summon this from your hand. Like I was saying earlier, the level 5s are really good at being able to special summon themselves. So for now I'm playing 2. It's not bad. It really helps with your Electromite plays. And then for the rest of the level 5s, I play 2 copies of Dinomist Rex and 2 copies of Dinomist Spinos. I cut Spinos down from 3 to 2. These are your boss monsters. Rex has a really good effect where it can shuffle a card on your opponent's side of the field or in their hand back into the deck. And Spinos can win games on its own. It can attack twice, and it can attack directly if you tribute Dinomist monsters. So these 2 are perfect at 2. I wouldn't change that ratio. Next, for some new cards, I play 3 copies of Abyss Actor Curtain Raiser. Really good pendulum monster. If it's in your scale and you control no monsters, you can special summon it. However, that is once per duel. Normally with these once per duel effects, I kind of only like to play 1 of them, but with Curtain Raiser, it's got the benefit of being a 7 scale, so it's a good high scale for the deck if I've already used its effect. So I play 3 Curtain Raiser just for consistency. And then the last monster I play is Magical Abductor. Magical Abductor, not crucial to see, but if you do see it, it is really good, especially against matchups against Sky Striker or Trickstar Sky Striker, because they're playing all those spell cards, so you're getting lots of counters on this and potentially lots of searches. And of course, all the pendulum monsters, if you put them in the scales, count for counters as well. So 1 Magical Abductor can be really good. For the spells, I play 3 Dinomist Charge. Really important to get Dinomist Charge into your hand. You need the ability to return a Dinomist monster from your extra deck to your hand to keep facilitating plays and to keep maintaining advantage. So Dinomist Charge is really crucial. You wanna see that early and often. Very important. For some draw cards, I play 3 copies of Ignite Reload. I still like Ignite Reload over something like Desires, just because you don't want to be banishing your Pendulum monsters, you want them in your extra deck. It does hurt sometimes when you need that one card, and you shuffle something in with Ignite Reload, and then you don't get that card. But I still like Ignite Reload. It's a decent budget option for a draw card, especially in a Pendulum deck. And then I play 1 Upstart Goblin, just for an actual legit draw card. Then the last 2 spells I play are 1 Dark Hole and 1 Limiter Removal. Limiter Removal, really, really good in this deck. With a card like Spinos, it can attack directly. It can attack twice in the same battle phase. So that's attacking directly for 5,000 twice. That's game if you do this with Spinos. Limiter Removal is really, really good. For traps, I play 3 copies of Dinomist Rush. I don't know how I feel about playing 3 copies of Rush anymore, now that I have this more monsters in my deck. But Rush is still really good. Special summons a Dinomist from the deck, and it's unaffected by other card effects for that turn. It's destroyed during the end phase, but that's a moot point if you have something like Dinomist Charge on the field. It's just going to go back to your hand. Rush is also really good for setting up some sort of Xyz play on your own turn if you don't activate this during your opponent's turn. So I still like Rush, might go down to 2. I'm still maxing out on Dinomist Howling. The ability to be able to set Dinomist Scales directly from your deck is really good. It cannot be ashed. I've had people try and ash this card many times. It doesn't qualify for any of Ash Blossom's negates. And the ability to have a compulsory evacuation device that's a continuous trap card that you can use multiple times is really good. It's a really good out card for a lot of things. So I still like 3 Dinomist Howling. Then the last traps I play are 2 Horn of Heaven and 1 Solemn Warning. I got the idea of Horn of Heaven from looking back on the one guy who almost topped with Dinomist about a year ago. He was playing Horn of Heaven, and it really made a lot of sense. With cards like Dinomist Charge, the monster you tribute, if it's a Dinomist monster, is most likely to go back to your hand. And then with Pendulum monsters, you can special summon them from the extra deck anyway, so tributing the one monster doesn't hurt too much. So I like having more negate summon options, and these are the best ones in my opinion. Well, although Warning would be better if it was a Judgment, but these are good for now. That's it for the main deck. For the extra deck, I'm still playing 2 Heavy Metal Foes Electromite. This card is just nuts. You make so many plays off of it. Even if the worst play you have is to just pop one of your scales and get a draw, that's still a plus. So Electromite is just really good. Facilitates a lot of just really good boards. It's awesome. It's just an awesome card. A new card I'm playing is Cleafort Genius. I really don't know why I wasn't playing this before. It's amazing in any machine type deck. I recommend anyone who's playing any sort of machine deck plays at least 1 Genius. But yep, Genius is really good. I should have been playing it the entire time. I still play 1 Mistar Boy because the boost on water monsters is really good. And if you make any sort of Xyz, the Pendulum's going to go to the graveyard, so Mistar Boy can revive it, which is really good. And then for the last link, I play 1 Decode Talker. I really like Decode Talker. If you've done everything you need to do with Electromite, I think it's a better option to go into Decode Talker. Still just a really good semi-generic Link 3. For Xyz, I play 1 Iron Wolf. It's just Nightmare Shark, but for machines. Really good for pushing for game. And it can also revive a machine from your graveyard when it's destroyed. I play 1 Gear Gigant X. It's not the best option in the extra deck, but every so often I find myself needing to search for one of the other level 4 Dinomists that I don't have. So worst case scenario, you can make Gear Gigant X, search for a Dinomist that you actually need. Make it every so often, so I still play 1. Abyss Dweller, really good. Very good against the Goki matchup. Recently, just attending locals or whatever, Abyss Dweller won me one of my matchups against a very good Goki player in my opinion. So Dweller's really good. I started playing 1 Ragnazero. Don't know why I wasn't playing it before. YUGIOH reduces the attack of all your opponent's monsters, so Ragna Zero is a really good out card, and then you get the +1 on the draw effect. Very good card. Would maybe even consider playing more. Still playing one Hope Woven Dragon Spider Shark. Something I did not realize is that when this is destroyed, it's just a generic Monster Reborn. For some reason, I always thought you had to summon a water monster from your graveyard, but I still like this card. It reduces the attack of your opponent's monsters by 1,000, and that's a quick effect, so not bad. And then, of course, still playing the one Bahamut Shark and one Totally Awesome. Just very good cards. You can go into it very, very easily. Obviously, still playing one Nova and one Infinity. This is something I might actually want to play more of because I can go into Infinity turn 1 a lot of the time, and Infinity is not too hard to out anymore, and I do find myself wanting to go into more than one. So this is something I might bump up to 2 and 2 eventually, but for now, not worth investing into it. And then the last one is Volcasaurus. I finally made this for the first time. Didn't really help me. This is something I could cut for another Infinity. I can cut Gear Gigan X, but still decent, not the worst card. So one Volcasaurus. So that is my new Dinomist deck profile. I think it's a lot better than what I had before. One of the key differences is I took out the field spell. It really wasn't doing a whole lot. If I ever wanted to play it, I would maybe play it again at just a one-of. Take something out like Dark Hole or something, which you don't always need. You can just side Dark Hole in if you really wanted it. But I'm really happy with the results I've had from changing the deck around. I remember someone wants me to get some replays of this deck. I haven't forgotten about that, but just haven't really gotten around to playing online a whole lot. And I wasn't too stoked on the deck after my previous video on it, but that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. Definitely let me know if there's more improvements I need to make, and I hope you enjoyed. See you later.